FACELESS TikTok page you can see on your screen right now is easily making up to $10,000 per month, and in this video we're going to talk about what niche they're in exactly. We're going to talk about the video process, and of course we're going to also look into the views that they're getting and estimate how much money they are making exactly. And the purpose of this video is so you can hopefully take away some inspiration to start your own TikTok theme page while this creativity program beta opportunity still exists in the year 2024. There's a huge wave of new TikTok faceless accounts that are hitting the platform at the moment, and there's a reason behind it. People are making money doing this. So let's jump straight in and talk about the niche, why it's such a good niche for small new faceless TikTok accounts as well. And a little bit later on we're going to jump into the video process, and then we'll jump into the money side of things. Okay, so here is the account. It's called Facts with Nez, as you can see on the screen there. Now in terms of the niche that they're in, quite straightforward. They're in the facts niche, interesting facts. They also have Reddit stories wrapped up in that as well, as you can see from the description that they've put on the profile here. Now these are the videos obviously that they do and the types of views that they get from these videos. They're doing relatively well for an account of this size. If for example I was to pop over into Social Blade, I don't know how well you can see that, but they have gotten in the last 30 days 6.9 million, in the last 14 days, apologies, 6.9 million views as well, which is pretty decent. And this is just 14 days, it's not even a full month yet, but we'll circle back to that in just a minute. Now the good thing about the niche that they're in, I've covered this a bunch of times on this channel. I've come across quite a few faceless channels that are in the interesting, weird, scary health facts types of niches, and this is quickly growing to be one of my favorite niches, quite simply because if you search under the hashtag, for example, facts you didn't know, now you might not be able to see this on desktop here, but on mobile you'll also notice that even smaller accounts are getting views when it comes to these fact-based channels. So it's not just channels like this, for example, that are over 200k, 100k. If you are a new faceless account that is just starting out, you have a good chance of getting in, competing for those views, growing and earning from the creativity program beta as well. Now in terms of the first video as well, I've traced it back to September 2023. So even though they might seem like they are a large account, they've not always been this large. They started only a couple of months ago, which is again is another testament to why this niche is such a good niche to consider if you are wanting to go into earning money using faceless TikTok. There's no saying in the next month how many followers you could have. You could be at a 10k, 100k, you never know. So if you are starting out, definitely this is a type of niche that I would strongly urge you to consider. Okay, now let's talk about the video process. How do they put these videos together exactly? I'm going to quickly just do a playthrough of the video, and then I'm going to talk you through how you can go about putting together a similar video like this as well if you are just starting out. So you may not hear the audio of the video, you won't be able to hear the music, the voiceover, but you should be able to see the visual. Okay, so as you can see from the way the videos are put together, what you've got first of all is the AI voiceover. That's quite simple. You just use a tool called 11 Labs to generate that AI voiceover. Again, you may have not heard that while I'm playing this video for copyright reasons, but they do have an AI voiceover to go with the text that you can see on screen on there. So 11 Labs, you should be able to generate something like that relatively quickly. There are other free tools as well, but with free tools you cannot guarantee that you'll get the same quality AI voiceover. Now in terms of the text on the screen, again quite simply, once you've got your script generated, you can use a tool like CapCut, which is completely free, and that'll generate those types of captions on the screen to go with your voiceover as well. In terms of the script that they are using on the video, you can quite easily use a tool like ChatGPT to go ahead and generate the text, generate the script that your AI voiceover is going to be narrating on there. And in terms of the actual B-roll that you've got that's playing in the background on the videos, you can quite simply go ahead and visit sites like FACELESS.com, where you can download free satisfying videos. You can go into YouTube and search for copyright free satisfying b-roll videos, weirdly satisfying videos, scary satisfying videos, that sort of stuff. And once you have got your copyright free video, you can then put that in the background, and you can then put everything together and pull it all and put it together using a tool like CapCut or a similar video editor. Once you've done all that, you've also got the description as well, which can be quite easily found by going onto the search bar on TikTok. Once you search the niche that you're in, it'll come up with some suggested tags that you can use. It'll come up with some suggested titles that you can use. Clearly, they've identified this as a title and hashtag strategy that works, because they use exactly the same hashtags and exactly the same titles in their videos, and they've separated their videos into parts as well. As you can see, you've got part 3, you've got part 19 there, you've got part 2, part 6, which also helps to keep your viewers coming back because they feel like they are following a series of videos. Now, in terms of the music, that's very easy. You just use TikTok music in order to do that. And if you let me know in the comments, I'd be happy to do a tutorial, depending on how many people show interest in terms of how to put together a video like this. Exactly, I'd be happy to do that as a future video. Now, just to quickly circle back into why this is such a good niche, and I'm going to jump into how much money they're making exactly as well, but I just wanted to touch on the facts niche. The facts niche is evergreen, guys. You have to remember that facts, interesting facts, have always been around. Pretty much as the internet, as long as the internet has been around, people are always going to be intrigued and interested by this sort of stuff. They don't change, they stay exactly the same. It's easy to locate information regarding facts, whether you're using AI or whether you are using whether you're using Google, going onto blogs. This information is public domain information, so no one can come to you and claim that you've got their facts or you've stolen their information. You just have to make sure that you stick to the free facts that you are talking about in your videos. Can't say the same with Reddit stories. You'd have to make sure that you have got the rights, or the stories are public domain and they are free to use. That videos are very, very easy to produce. Yes, they may take time at the beginning, but once you get into your groove, once you get into your flow, it will be quite easy to churn videos like this out. These background videos that are playing while the AI voice is narrating the facts, you can use the same types of videos. All you need is 5-10 videos that you've put together with satisfying material, and you can just basically circulate them around and use them over and over again. I don't see why that would be a problem, because the video is not about just the satisfying material that you've got in the background. It's about what the AI voice is actually saying, and that's what keeps people coming back. So now that we've covered all that, let's jump straight into the views and the money, so we can estimate exactly how much money they are making. Okay, so let's jump into the money side of things. So again, if we jump back onto Social Blade, my screen recording is messing up a little bit there. Apologies if you can't see the entire screen, but if we look at the last 14 days, they have accumulated 6.9 million views as well as 400,000 likes. So they're doing very, very well. And based on that view count, we can easily estimate that this account is making, if we're looking at RPM of $1, which is meant to be around the average according to TikTok, they would be making $6,900 in the last 14 days alone. It could be slightly less, it could be slightly more, depending on the RPM and depending on the number of qualified views as well. If we estimate that the RPM is at $2, they've easily made, again, in just 14 days, $13,800. And if the RPM is lower at around 50 cents, then they've made $3,450. And remember, that's just 14 days, and again, we're not entirely sure what the RPM is. And also, another thing that you can't see here on the desktop version on TikTok that you can see on mobile is that they also have a series that they are promoting. So kind of like a little mini course that they are promoting on their videos as well, which means they're not just earning from the creativity program beta, but they're also earning from the sales of that little mini series. Now, it's only 98 cents, so every little bit counts when you are running faceless channels like this. And another benefit of doing this as well, guys, because you're not using your face, because you're not using your voice, this is very easily scalable. You can easily take the very same videos and upload them onto other themed accounts that you are running on TikTok, you can upload them on other platforms such as Instagram, such as YouTube Shorts, as long as you make sure that they fall into the duration that's for Reels and that's for YouTube Shorts, so less than a minute long. So one video that you create here, it may seem like it takes you slightly longer to create it, but that video can go quite the distance. It can go into other platforms, so you potentially got a chance not just to make money on TikTok, but to make money on other platforms as well. So now that you've seen all that, you're probably wondering what other niches and what other examples are out there of small faceless TikTok accounts that are absolutely crushing it at the moment. Hopefully give you some inspiration to get started as well. The video that you can see on the screen right now is going to talk about way more examples that you can hopefully draw inspiration from. I'll see you in there.